I'm so glad you're joining me in this video. This is going to be a part 2 of a deep dive into Trello. So Trello is my favorite project management tool. I use it for a lot of different areas of my business. So if you have never heard of Trello, or if you're thinking about incorporating it into your business, I actually have a video that's a little bit more of an intro into some of the basics of utilizing Trello. So I'm going to link that below. I would pause this video and go and watch that one if you're not familiar with Trello and you want to know a little bit more about some of the basics. So today I'm going to be talking specifically about how I arrange theme days and plan my weeks based on theme days and use Trello as a way to organize whatever I'm working on depending on what the theme day is. So basically, just to kind of backtrack a little bit, so when I first left my corporate job, I realized that I arranged my weekdays very similar to how my corporate days were. So I would start my schedule at 8 o'clock, and I basically would block schedule my day depending on whatever tasks I had. So I would pretty much look at my to-do list and then write out when I was going to do everything, and that was great. But a big thing I didn't factor in when I went from working a corporate job to being self-employed, to being an entrepreneur, and to running a service-based business is that we have our business tasks that we work on in the business. So that's taking care of clients. For me, that's editing galleries, sending out contracts, timelines, vendor recommendations, really anything that's going to support my clients and also fulfill the service that they are needing. But we also have tasks that we have to do in order to grow our business and to make sure that our businesses are growing, they're running, and that they're sustainable. So what I started doing instead of having a long to-do list and just writing down, okay, I'm doing this today, this today, this today, I decided that I was going to make theme days. So to kind of run you through what my theme days look like right now, I have a marketing Monday, so that's the day that I'm going to work on marketing for the next week or two. I'm working on any promotions we have coming up. I also work on my email list, any website updates that need to happen, and I also do prep and plan on Mondays. So typically I'll start this on Sunday just so I know throughout the week what I have going on. But on Mondays is when I really meticulously plan which days I'm going to work on what tasks based on the theme, which I'll get into in a second. So that's Monday. I like to call it Marketing Monday. And just to pause here really quick, I do have a free template for Trello, the way I use my theme days to plan my week, in the description. So if you want to pause and go grab that template and meet me back here, I will walk you through all the other theme days as well. So my second theme day, being Tuesday, actually coincides with Thursday as well. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are what I call my client work days, and those are days that I have just completely dedicated to doing client work. So that for me is going to be editing. For my brand clients, it's going to be creating plans and strategies for their brand shoot, any type of timeline that needs to be made for their wedding day, answering questions they have about their events, going to walkthroughs, meetings, any new consultation calls, anything like that. Whatever it's client related, that's happening on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That does not mean that on any other days of the week I'm not taking care of clients, but those are just my dedicated days that I'm really just doing deep work into taking care of clients and making sure that they're cared for and that they feel supported with whatever questions or concerns that they have. So Wednesdays are my next theme day, and those are what I call my growth, education, and project days. So these are the days that I am working on just improving myself and improving our business, because I really ultimately believe that our businesses need to always be growing in order to serve our people really, really well. So these are the days that I'm taking courses, I'm working on projects, I'm recording YouTube videos, and these days are really important to me, and these days really light me up and just make me really excited for what's coming and what I'm learning and what I can implement to better serve clients. And this day definitely fluctuates in busy season. So during my really busy seasons, a lot of times my Wednesday being my growth project and education day, a lot of times maybe I'll make that day half of that and the other half will be more client work. So this is flexible, this is not rigid at all. This is just a framework to really help me make sure that I'm making the most of my time and that all of these tasks are getting organized, and I'm not feeling like I have all this stuff and I don't know when it's going to happen, and I have these dreams and I have these plans, and I have no room or time or space to make them happen. So Friday is my last theme day, and Friday is what I call my finance day, but so I call it Finance Friday, but it's also my SEO and my bookkeeping and website audit day. So on Fridays, I am working on blogging, I'm blogging weddings. I just transparently have kind of been slacking on blogging, but I've carved out some more time to really focus and prioritize that, and now I have time because of theme days. So on Fridays, I am doing just a lot of housekeeping tasks, making sure that nothing's falling through the cracks. And it's also what I call my wrap-up day. So if there were any tasks throughout the week that maybe I wasn't able to get to, or if the week got really busy and I wasn't able to focus on something specifically, my Fridays are going to be dedicated to just making sure that's all just buttoned up and we're ready to go into the weekend. So during wedding season, when I am photographing weddings on the weekends, this is going to vary, of course. So when I have a wedding on the weekend, a lot of times my Wednesdays and Fridays are the days that I'll kind of shift and just create some more space to make sure that I am resting and I'm not showing up burnt out and exhausted to any of my clients' weddings. I want to make sure that I'm taking time for rest and just really doing what I need to do to be the best version of myself and truly show up for them in the best capacity that I can. So that's just kind of a rundown of theme days, and I'm going to swerve around here and get into my computer and just show you how you can arrange whatever tasks you have coming up and put that into Trello and then shift that over and mark it as done and revisit it if you need to. Hey guys, okay, so we are back here in Trello and I'm going to walk you through exactly how I take the idea of theme days and incorporate it into an actual weekly planning system and how you can actually do that in Trello. So this exact template right here, you can actually download it. It's in the description. It's a free download, so go ahead and grab that. And I'm going to walk you through just how you can use this, how you can incorporate this into your current workflow if you have not used Trello. And if you're finding this video but haven't watched my first video about Trello, I would encourage you, go ahead and just pause this and go watch that video. It's linked in the description and it'll give you a little bit more context about what we're talking about here and just how you can adjust this based on what you might need for your business and your daily needs. So pause that, pause this, go look at that video, and this will make a lot more sense. So okay, let's go ahead and talk about how you can adjust this and use this for your business. So earlier when I mentioned having theme days, this is something that's really helped me just organize tasks a lot better and help me to make sure that all of the various moving parts of running a photography business are actually getting accomplished and clients are being served really well, but I'm also growing the business in the sense that I am taking courses and I'm building more resources and I am making YouTube videos and updating my website and meeting new people and just things like that, making sure that all of these things are happening and that nothing is falling through the cracks. So what I actually like to do, and I do use a written planner in conjunction with this, so I will still, I use a good notes planner. So I do still, use this and like write down to-do lists, like a typical to-do list. But I do love having this as a just bird's eye view of everything that's going on in the business, because there's something really valuable about having a visual and having a home for all of the to-dos that are happening within the business, whether it's in this day or this month or whenever. Nothing is going to fall through the cracks if you are seeing it visually on this board and you're not flipping a page in your daily planner and forgetting you had a task that you were working on a couple days ago. I've done that before, and sometimes I don't transfer the tasks over and then I realize something fell through the cracks. So it happens. I'm guilty of it. I don't do that as much anymore, but I have in the past, and this has really helped me reduce that. So okay, so we're going to start with this list right here, this catch-all to-do list. So in the template that you can download, this is very there's just a very minimal name for all of these. It's just called task 1, task 2. You can rename these to whatever you want to. So I'm going to go into task 1, and I'm actually going to rename this something that maybe I would actually have to do. So I'm going to call this Call Jenny and Zach's Gallery. Oh, let me move me over so you can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, okay. See, I didn't. There we go. Call that gallery. Okay. And then I'm going to add, and I'm going to move me over again, actually. Maybe right about there. Okay, so I'm going to click on task 2, and I'm going to call this Edit Bob and Sally's Gallery. And then I'm going to add another task. Create custom proposal. Keep typing that semicolon. Create custom proposal for, I'm just making up names. Okay. So basically you can see these are obviously a little bit different. So some of this is editing, some of this is client work. And then I'm going to just add some tasks that will just fall into like different theme days. So I'm going to put edit website and add new images. Okay. Write copy for blog. Reconcile. Okay, so I've just added a couple tasks here, and you can add as many more as you need to, like task. I'm just adding some numbers. Just I hope you don't have 90 tasks, but if you do, you can add as many cards. So okay, so yeah, you can just add as many. I usually have this like all the way down to here, probably past, and then you can even scroll down on some of these so you can see how many tasks you have. So and now I have an idea of just like what am I working on? What am I, just bird's eye view, what's happening? So I have my theme days, and I'll actually tell you what my theme days are in here. I know I did earlier, but I will actually type them on here so you can see how each of these tasks would fit in. So marketing, I call this my marketing, prep and plan day. Tuesday is my client work day. Wednesday is growth and projects. Thursday is another client work day. I'm talking really slowly as I type this. I just realized I will talk at a normal speed. Okay, Friday is my SEO and finance day. Okay, finance. I feel like I talk really slow as I'm typing, so that's why. But anyways, finance and SEO. And then weekends, it just depends if we have weddings, how this is just going to look really different in each season. So I will say, just like I did earlier, I am flexible on these. So if I have a really heavy, if I'm in a really busy season, I have a lot of client work, a really heavy workload, I will either work longer on these 2 days. So maybe instead of 8 hours, maybe I'll work, I don't know, 10 or 12 or whatever. Or I will cut into this day a little bit. So maybe I work a certain number of hours on this day. Maybe I work like on growth and projects for maybe 3 or 4 hours. And then maybe I do client work for 6 hours or something like that. So I can at least be flexible and just make these whatever needs to fit whatever's happening in that season. But yes, so that's a really nice thing about having theme days is that you at least know where your time is going as well. So now I have this list up here and I can just like move stuff over. So Jenny and Zach, that's a client task. I'm going to move that into Tuesday. This is also a client task, so I'm going to move that into Tuesday. Stacy's proposal is a client task. I'm going to put that into Thursday. QuickBooks is a finance task, of course, so I'm going to put that into this. And all of these tasks, like you might have tasks that don't necessarily fit like one of these categories. So for that, I actually just do those tasks on Fridays because that's kind of my like catch-all loose ends type of day as well. So yeah, if one of these tasks don't fit in a bucket, that's gonna happen. That's okay. So writing copy for the blog. So blogging is an SEO task, so I'm gonna put that there. And then website, okay. So I hadn't added any like marketing tasks, so that's why that's empty. But I actually spend a lot of time on Monday just thinking about marketing plans and creating content and how I can have posts and reels that are actually providing value to people. And that takes some time to create. So that's kind of a really basic outline of how I would just move those tasks. And then when these are done, so let's say I didn't get around to doing this on Tuesday, I can make sure I put that there. And then I would actually add a label on this. So I would do a high priority label. So I would call this high priority. If you watch my first Trello video, you'll see that I type priority, I mistyped priority a couple times. But anyways, so this is done correctly. But I would click save, and then I would add a due date on this. So I would do, I'll do yesterday just to make that really urgent. So now I can see like, hey, like this has to happen. So that's what I would utilize that column for. I don't a whole lot. I will say it's very rare that I really have to like be just, oh, this is so urgent. I'm like 10 days behind or whatever. Like, yeah. So anyway, so due tasks would be used for that. And then as I finish tasks here, I can just go ahead and put that in the done category. So I did Stacy's proposal. I'm going to transfer that over. I'm going to transfer the copy for the blog over. So basically you can see I'm copying these all over, but I do have covers on each of these cards here. So the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So like I'm not going to drag this over because I see that this has a cover on it. And that's why I added that to this template so that you guys can really like see clearly which day is happening when, or which day is, they're separated because of the covers. So this one's pink, this one's gray. So it's very clear that these are date headers in a sense, and that these are tasks. So look at that. I did everything this week that I wanted to. Honestly, that's very rare. There's usually one or two things that don't get done, but that's okay. Okay. So really that's very, very simply just how I would utilize this template, and you can add checklists to these cards, you can add due dates to these cards, but this is really, really simplified just how I utilize weekly planning templates in Trello. And then really quick, because I didn't cover the ideas column, but this is just if I am listening to a podcast or if I have an idea about something and I want to add this, just make like, incorporate ManyChat or something like that. And I just have these ideas. So then that way I can really see what these ideas look like from this holistic perspective here and realize like, oh, maybe I want to work on that. Maybe I want to do that on Wednesday. And then it's actually getting done because every week I'm seeing this ideas column. So within my actual Trello workflow as well, I do have a lot more boards. This is just the template that I've shared via the download that's in the description. So that's why I'm in this board. But when you have multiple boards, you can also move these lists if you need to. There's a whole lot of things you can do, but I'll cover that in another video. I wanted to keep this one short and sweet. So let me know if you have any issues downloading the template, if you run into questions or anything like that. I would love to help you get organized and just have a system you feel good about and that you're excited to incorporate into your business and into your life. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.